He's guilty of loving me in the first degree. I wanna give him all I've got.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of Behind the Mic. It's been a while, but we had to do one this time to bring a special person aboard. So we have Ricky Persaud Jr. today with us. And if you guys know, he was also one of the sponsors of the Music Awards.
Yes,
so
yes.
Thank you for being here.
You're very welcome, man. I'm so glad to be here, man.
Oh my God, it's a dream. But we're gonna be talking about your life today a little bit. Have some fun out here, you know.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's gonna be a kind of good. So first of all, let's talk about your musical life before we even go enter anything else.
Yeah.
What type of music are you a category or you just open?
So generally, I am pop, but like my pop music is a little bit different from like the mainstream. It's like it combines different elements from like reggae, rock, experimental, Latin, and all those different things, makes my unique sounding pop.
Oh, wow. So it's like a melting pot music.
Yeah, basically,
like everything inside. That's pretty good because I know some people that would do like, if they do reggae, they'll put a little bit of pop in it, not too much, because they don't want to lose too much of their reggae.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. Like if it's pop, they influence with something else.
Of course,
they don't want to go too much. So what made you combine stuff like that? Like,
I don't know. So like one of my greatest influences was like Prince, and he was one who really did that too. And no one was really doing what he was doing back in the 70s and 80s with him mixing gospel, rock, pop, and all these other things. And I kind of took that as like a blueprint for what I wanted to be as an artist. And so instead of taking, the gospel like he did, I took, some of the Latin Caribbean flavors and add that to pop.
Ooh. Which is kind of okay, because especially like when, I don't know how they call it, looks like a turtle. And and they hit it like a drum.
Yeah.
I forgot what they call that thing. But when they hit it and it is they mix it in with a little bit of reggae, a little bit of Latin flavor in it. So I can see how that would work.
Yeah.
Involved, but I never realized throwing a pop in it.
Well, I guess just being in the music for so many years, I have the knowledge and the music theory to make it work, because if you don't understand, the craft behind these different genres,
right,
you're not going to be able to, mix it in properly. But I've studied, jazz and rock and reggae for so many years that I just know how to combine it seamlessly.
And what's your favorite one?
Oh, man, I don't have a favorite.
You don't have a favorite?
Yeah.
All right, let's put it this way. Which one will calm you down? Like if you're in a bad mood, which one will you listen to more?
Reggae music.
Okay.
Reggae music is that kind of music that, soothes you,
If you're thinking, which one will you listen to more?
Thinking.
I'm going to go deep.
Maybe classical music.
Classical?
I will listen to classical music to really think and just clear my mind.
Okay, so, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm more jazz to clear my mind.
That too.
Yeah,
The jazz,
I'm
definitely.
more jazz. Classical is more of a thinking, like if I want to think. But if I just want to clear and relax, I think I listen to jazz.
Yeah.
Because I'm a jazz country person. I'll say old school blues will get me, like if I'm cleaning or doing something like that. So that will get me more hyped. Which one will get you more into the mood of doing something?
I don't know. I like to listen to like hard rock like music, like Nirvana. Like if I'm really like before a performance, if I want to get like hyped and get into it, I listen to that, or like some punk rock music. Because that's the kind of stuff
Yeah, that's exercise music.
Yeah.
That'll pump anybody up, and you're ready to go. But like you just said before you perform. So what other I can say stages you do before you start a performance?
Well, I take at least a half hour to do some vocal warm-ups, because if I don't, warm up my voice, I'm going to be cracking. I'm going to be not hitting the notes on pitch, because, if you want to hit those high notes, you got to prepare your voice beforehand. So I take that time to really, warm up my voice and do some techniques to get it all ready. And not only that, I try to, exercise, just doing scales on the guitar to get my fingers moving. So when I get on the stage, it feels like butter. Because I feel like if you don't, like as a guitarist, your nails are going to feel like like steel, and you're not going to be able to play the notes you want to play. So there's like a whole thing, to do before you go into a performance. But other thing, you got to get into that mindset, because it's like I'm putting Ricky aside. I'm taking the Ricky that that goes to school and lives everyday life. That's a different person. But when I go on stage, I got to put on a different persona. And, I just got to get into that mindset.
And how would you separate them? How would you say, Ricky, now you got to move to the side. Now here comes the performance, like a Rick performance.
Honestly,
how would you?
Honestly, I would like take time to myself and just be by myself. Like people be always asking, like, "Hey man, are you okay?" Because I'm just standing off to the corner, just
leave me alone.
Yeah, but I'm just keeping quiet, just clearing my mind, and just getting into the mood.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you like? Because I know some couple people, they have to drink tea. Some of them before. Is there some type of food or something that just not for no reason? You just want to eat it before you go, or drink before you go?
Interesting thing. I don't really eat before a performance because I feel like
nausea.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the same way.
Exactly.
I cannot. I host events and I can't. I don't know. I can't eat.
You know what it is when you in the spotlight, when you feel anxious, you feel everything you put in your stomach, and that is why I don't want to feel that.
And plus, I get sleepy.
Yeah.
I don't want the itis. I'll be like trying to host a show and falling asleep.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I think.
But I like to drink a lot of water because a lot of water will clear the voice, and I especially try not to eat cheese because that's the thing you're not supposed to eat before a performance.
I never knew about the cheese thing until a couple of months ago when I was talking to a rapper. He was like, "Yeah, I have a guy that ate cheese, popcorn, and everything before he went on."
No.
And I'm like, "Well, wouldn't that stick?" Like,
oh yeah, especially popcorn. Like popcorn without the butter is fine, but with the butter that stays in your throat.
Or maybe that's why he was eating without the butter, because he just said popcorn. In my mind, I'm thinking butter and
But just anything in general, I wouldn't eat unless it's like fruits and that kind of stuff,
Yeah. So now we got you before. Now we got you on the stage. How do you absorb the energy from the fans on the stage?
How do I absorb the energy? Well, I just listen to them. Like sometimes I'll do a call and response to if they're feeling it, and that's how I really connect with the audience. But sometimes, even if they're not getting into it, I still try my best to try to connect with them and try to get a good feeling around the room in general, around the the performance space.
Yeah. It's hard. But what kind of clues do you look for besides the silence moment? Because that's the biggest clue. But what do you look at the people's faces? Like, how did you know? Okay, let me pump up the energy a little bit more, or
To be absolutely honest, I don't really pay a lot of attention to them, but when I do, to try to get their attention,
right?
Or what I'll try to do, I try hey, how you doing out there? You feeling good? You feeling good? Hey, yeah, I'm looking at you. You want to? And then they'll pay attention because you're calling them out, but not in a negative way.
Right. And then you got the other people. Oh, wait, let me comb my hair.
Yeah,
call me out next. He might call me out.
Because when I'm out there, I got them cameras and everything.
Right.
They the cameras usually zoom into who I'm talking to. They're
quickly
to put up. Yeah,
it's good, and because there's an interaction with them as well, so they feel part of your show, I guess, which is a good thing. But you ever get nervous on the stage, and if you do, how do you break out of that?
I just close my eyes and just really listen and get into the music. I just single out, everything that's happening and just focusing on what I need to do. Because it can be really nerve-wracking to be up on stage, especially with a lot of people. But I just really I just zone out. But at the same time, I'm paying attention and doing what I need to do musically to give a good performance.
Right. Which is good, So looking at the people naked doesn't work. Right? I don't think it works. I don't even think that ever works.
No. Especially you don't want to think about that when you got family members in the audience.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, grandma, come on.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good thing when you're on stage. But what do you normally open with? With a jam, something to jam them up, or something to reel them in? What will you open up with?
If it's like a long concert, I would try to do it like a medium tempo thing to try to reel them in.
Right.
Because it's hey, it's like an appetizer,
Right.
Hey, come in. Yeah, this is a a good starter. And then when we like somewhere like middle along the performance, that's when we really get into like the hard kicking stuff and yeah.
Okay, because I know I've seen many concerts where I'm like, do they have like a set like for everything? They don't really care, or do they look like, okay, I'm in Alabama now, so I have to start off this way, versus I'm in New York, I have to start off this way.
Yeah.
I always thought that, like, do they do something like that?
Maybe if it's just a tailor to the audience, because every demographic is a little bit different in different
Right.
parts of the the country and the world for that matter.
All right, but I know you got a new song that came out and new videos that are coming out.
Yes.
But I want to talk a little bit about your older stuff. We're going to start them off and reel
All
them
right.
in before we hit that last good video. So give me a good new song that you did, back or the beginning. Let's say. Let's start with that.
So in the beginning of this year, I started off with this song called "Out of My Life." It's a song that's off of the Pursuit of Happiness album, and it's also we made a music video that's on YouTube of it. What the song is really, it means a lot to me because it's about me speaking about my emotions, about trying to walk away from like a relationship that isn't working out, and like I was in a relationship with a past manager for where she was very controlling and very manipulative and all that kind of stuff, and so the song is basically me coming to the realization that I got to walk away from this because it's not healthy for me to stay in this relationship. Yeah, it's very toxic.
Well, this is the first time I ever heard of someone say because the manager was toxic. I thought you were going to say, I've been in a long relationship 5 years, she was so good,
That's
I call her there, I call her here.
That's the thing about the song is that it can be for anyone who's stuck into a relationship they don't want to be in.
Right.
It's just giving them the power to to feel like, hey, I can be all right if I walk away from this. So I'm leaving it open. It's not just for like your managers, your girlfriends, your boyfriends. It's for anyone who's dealing with that situation.
Which is a good song. How did you come about writing it? Did you just sat there and then it just poured out, or?
I kind of get my songs in my dreams, and what it is that I would wake up. It would be like in the middle of the night too. Like I would hear that, I would instantly wake up, and I have my phone next to my bed, and so like I get the voice memos and I, put it down, right away. And then the next morning, I would write down some lyrics to the melodies and harmonies I'm hearing, and that's how like that song, specifically how I got that.
I'm glad for technology because if you were in my days, you would have woke up. Where's my pen? I had my pen. Oh my God! Now I forgot what to write.
I mean, like people like Barry Manilow or John Lennon, they had tape recorders.
Yeah, so the old tape recorders. See, but it really wouldn't work because with me, my tape recorder would have ripped. I would have had bad luck, I would have been on that last moment, or I had a recorder over something else, And then when I did, I was like, oh my God, I recorded over Michael Jackson. Now I have to do it all again. So, those were the hard times we had.
Yeah, I feel
growing up. But so now this video, the video, is it a story type video with the song, or it's just like how did you come out to make the video for the song?
I mean, we just picked the location of the beach, and we thought it was like a good, metaphor for saying, it's me being free. Because the beach is like wide open. There's a lot of ground to cover, and that's just the metaphor, and it's just me kind of like acting out the lyrics I'm saying.
All right. Well, guys, we're gonna hit this video so you can see where we're gonna be ending up, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more about him and his family. If you don't know, you're about to know. So here it is. It's called
Out of My Life. Check it out.
Called Out of My Life. So we're going to check out this video, and then we're going to hit. But remember, we're going to be hitting the main video that you guys are going to love. So if you love this one, you're going to love the rest. We'll be right back.
Woo!
He's got me, he's guilty.
Oh, honey, you hurt me bad and now I can't stay. I'm not sorry that I was such a toy to play. But I truly know now that I don't need you anyhow. So you can get out of my life. running back. You can go now. Better stay away. Stay away. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Running back. You can go now. Better stay away. Stay away. Yeah, yeah. Oh, honey, you took my heart and cut it right through. Oh, and that is why I wrote this love song for you. Oh, get out of my life.
Hello and welcome back. And again, we're here with Ricky. You've just seen that one video, so this is behind the mic. So we're gonna be talking to him a little bit more.
Behind the music.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see the guy speaking and the one that always singing now. So now, now the person gonna be like, wait a minute, is that the guy that was singing those songs? Yes, it was. So now we've seen that video. We're gonna be talking about the next step in your life. But before you got there, you came from a background where your parents and your brothers are pretty much into the same company and business. How does that work, first of all? Having your family that close.
So, first of all, you know, my mother and my father, they're really big entrepreneurs, and they're very, you know, they pushed me and my brother to really own our own business, which led me to start up my own record label and my own publishing company, Persaud Entertainment, and then Mistakes on Records for the, you know, my record company.
Right.
And
which we're going to be speaking about that. Yeah. How you grew all the way into CEO of a record company. That's totally amazing in itself. Yeah. You know?
And about my parents, you know, they wanted to learn instruments as a kid, but they wasn't, you know, fortunate enough to get those lessons and, you know, for the parents to buy them the instruments. So they made sure that when they had kids, they'll make sure they give us, you know, everything we wanted. And it's just, it's funny because they didn't even know we were going to be musicians. But it just worked out to be that way.
Well, I think in their mind, they gave not everything you wanted, but everything you needed.
That's true, yeah. Of course, they didn't give me everything.
Everything, because they, I met your mom on the Music Awards, and speaking to her, and I'm like, okay, she wants to make sure, she's like, it's not about me, it's about my son, you know? So I seen that they pushed to give you everything you need. As much as possible. So
and it worked out really well because, you know, my father, for instance, he was a engineer way back in the day, you know, in the islands, you know, doing a lot of sound mixing for a lot of, you know, reggae acts. And then he had all this, you know, equipment just left over. And then what happened was, you know, when I started producing, he basically inherited all that stuff to me. And I just had, you know, all these technologies to work from. It's the same thing with my little brother. You know, we're very fortunate, you know, to have, you know, him have that stuff.
Now your little brother, what type of instruments he play?
He plays the bass, the piano, the drums, and he's starting to sing. He's still got a little work to with the singing, but he's getting there. But his strong point is producing electronic dance music, and
well, producing, you need everyone there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you need the beat, you need the singer, you need the producer. And the last piece is the producer. You know,
Yeah.
the last piece of the puzzle. Without them, it's not really going to sound great unless you know how to produce yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so, which is good. So, and it is a good thing because you keep it in the family.
Yes, yes.
You have your mother manager,
Yeah. Yes.
type of thing. You have your father who's an engineer as well.
Yes.
So your brother who's a producer.
Yeah.
And then you're the voice of singing and all that. So
Yeah,
I think it falls in place. You know?
Yeah, and it's good to have, you know, your family around with the music scene because, you know, if you know, hire people, the music world is kind of dark in a sense because, you know, there's a lot of people that's not in the right mindset and has the best intentions for you. So that's why it's I'm blessed to have, you know, the situation I'm in where I have my family helping me, you know, make this music and putting it out there for the world.
Which is a good thing because I think the family, they know best what's for you, but they also want to push you more.
Yes, exactly.
Versus a company who just want to push you for them,
Yes.
for them, not for you.
Yes, I can't tell you about, you know, so many times, you know, people feeling alone,
Right.
you know, while being a part of a, you know, a huge label because, you know, they don't really care for you, really. They just care about, you know, the money you bring in.
Right, right.
And it's kind of a lonely thing, but if you have people caring for you, you know, that adds another aspect to your music that you can't get in it, you know, the type of feeling you can't get from anywhere else.
Which is true. I don't know too much label companies that do family type, you know, like, you know, hey, what do you want? And that's why I think a lot of the independent artists are afraid to go with some label companies, you know, because of that reason. But we're going to speak about a little bit later on about your label company. But right now I want to talk a little bit about your family.
Of course.
So when you were young, what was like the most thing that either your mom or dad kept drilling in your head that you thought it was nonsense, but now you'd be like, wait a minute, that works, you know?
Actually, it was actually just getting me to play the drums because drums is my first instrument, and for some reason, apparently, I didn't like it. I was like begging for me not to go to, you know, get the lessons done, but
Right.
that was something they drove me to do, and I'm glad they kept me doing it because from there I started to play the bass. Then there I started to take, you know, piano lessons,
Right.
guitar lessons, and so on and so forth. You know.
Did you bang the pots and pans? Be like, no, boy, that's my good pans. What you doing?
Actually, they gave me the bongos when I was like 1,
Oh.
so to make sure I wouldn't. You
So
know,
to make sure.
Yeah.
You know, I think as your dad brought your mom a good set of pots and pans and be like, you better, boy, buy this by a Congo because he ain't hitting my pots and pans. Which is good, you know, because I know back in the days everybody was hitting pots and pans and stuff like that, which is good. But how's the difference with going from a Congo to drums? Was it hard to transit to that? Because I know, like the Congos is basically, you know, your hand.
Yeah.
Now you got the drums where you got the snare, you got the bass, you got, you know.
I mean, what matters is the rhythm. If you got the rhythm, you can apply it to anything. You
Right,
know?
right.
And that's what I did. You know, although I'm not doing this, I'm just taking the drumsticks and doing the same exact thing essentially.
Right.
You're just applying it in different places. You know, if you got the rhythm, you got it. You got the soul, you got it.
Yeah. I tried drums when I was in band, but once they told me to hit the foot with the bass, I was like, boom,
that was the
boom.
hard part.
And then
I'll admit
I
that.
stopped. They were like, why are you stopping? I'm like, because I'm hitting. No, you got to do it. Hit the bass and hit. I'm like, so what's the next instrument I could try? I wound up playing trumpet for 5 years after
Trumpet's
that.
cool. Trumpet's cool. That's-
Because, and plus, like I told you, I love jazz.
Yeah.
So I was trying to reach to the trumpet, but my instructor kept pushing me towards like the sax and the drums, which I never really felt.
Yeah.
Until I grabbed the trumpet. Then I really loved the trumpet. And I was like, wow. You know, and then I started playing the jazz, you know, put the muzzle on the trumpet, and I used to go off, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing. So I guess it's a feeling, like you said, like, you know, you have to have that rhythm for the instrument.
Yeah.
You know. But and then you started playing guitar, which that was your next one, or what
It
was
was-
after the drums?
It's like several instruments. There's like
Okay.
a whole line of like different. So I went from drums to bass to piano to harmonica to
Harmonica? Wow.
harmonica. Yeah.
Okay. Now that's when I know you love music. Because
Yeah.
To jump to bass to harmonica is like totally different.
Yeah, but yeah, I just love. Yeah, it's like you said, I love music, and somewhere along the way, I picked up the guitar, and it was the guitar I picked up, and I was like, this is my instrument, you know.
Ah.
Keep in mind, I feel like my vocals is just as important as my guitar, but it's like the guitar was like my baby, you know.
Because I love, like, my best will be like Aerosmith or Guns N' Roses when they pick up the guitars is like, we're like, wow, like, you know, these guys can go crazy with it.
Yeah.
So like that funk, you know, that
Yeah.
you play, which I heard your music, and I'm like, okay, I can hear a little bit of funk in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So, which is good. For your voice, it's like, I'm like, okay, if I listen to you, never met you, I would see a totally different person. Like, you know, I was like, wow, this guy looks like he's a jazzy, older guy. You know what I'm saying? Then I get a young, hip guy. Like, what the?
You know, I get that all the time. Like, people think I'm like a lot older than how I look,
Right.
but then when I, you know, show them who I really am, with my
Right.
voice and everything, they're like,
Well,
whoa.
I don't think it's your voice. I think it's more of, like I said, the soul that comes out of it. Like, you know, when you're singing and stuff, you sound older. You know, like wiser, in other words. You know, not the voice is
Thank
deeper.
you, thank you.
Right,
I never heard of that before.
Well, because if I say it's deeper, then you're like, I'm over. No, he doesn't sing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe lock them
Right.
doors.
Like Barry Manilow or Barry White or somebody, you know, very low. It's not like that. It's just like when you listen, you're like, okay, this guy looks like he's been years, you know, so he's in the 40s maybe, you know, and then I'm like, wait, this is a young guy, you know? Like, okay, which is good. That means that you have an old soul, in other words, what they say. So now, when you picked up the guitar, what was the first type of music you played with it?
I think it was a combination of jazz and R&B because my drum teacher would play a lot of Temptations and I would play to what he's playing, and that was the kind of stuff we were doing. It was very jazz focused.
Oh,
very
so you
R&B
mostly played by
focused.
ear?
Well,
versus by notes or something?
Well, he did teach me, you know, the harmony and you know the read and all that kind of
Right,
stuff,
right,
but
right.
also the listening aspect too.
So, what type of music your parents listen to? 'Cause that's what I was like. Wait a minute. I just thought about it. How you go from a young guy singing with a soul, listening to jazz? Like,
So my mother is from the States. She grew up in Newark, New Jersey, and she grew up listening to a lot of, you know, R&B, soul,
Right.
and that kind of aspect. And my father is from the Caribbean. He's from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and he brought over, you know, the Bob Marley, the reggae stuff, you know,
Right,
the
right.
soca stuff, and that's that's what they listen to. And you know, when I was growing up, I listened to, you know, both sides of the music,
Right, right.
and then I guess that's how I came up with my music, you know, to combine those two, you know.
So when you get home, you hear the R&B. Oh, mom must be cooking. She's here. She listens to the R&B. Then you hear some Marley. Oh, dad is home?
Exactly, yeah.
That's probably how the household was, you know, which is good, you know.
Yeah.
Because like me, they knew I was home. They country music, jazz. They were like, oh, Charles must be home. I can't even lie. He's not home. I hear his music, which is good. So, you know, it's good to come from a family. Of course, family had issues, you know, problems. All families do. But it's good to come from a sculpture family where they want to sculpt your life to be better.
Yes.
You know, it's not one of these type of moms and dad that want to sculpt your life in their eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
which this is what I catch when I met your mom, and I just, you know, when I'm meeting your family little by little, this is what I see.
Yes.
So
Yeah, they really they're like, you can do whatever you want, and we'll support you either way.
Right,
and
right.
It just so happened to be music, and you know, they love music, so they're super happy to
Right,
join
right,
on, you
right.
know.
Yeah, because your mom was like, hey, we just let him open his company and we just support. So, which is good, you know.
Yeah.
But let's get to another music video. Now,
Yes.
now we're entering a little more later time, in the middle of your writing career.
Yes.
Let's talk about which video we want to talk about with that one.
So equality.
Equality?
This deals with a lot of what's happening in the country right now. You know, with racism, sexism, all that kind of stuff. And
Okay.
I was in Berkeley. I was attending my my third semester in Berkeley College of Music in Boston.
Right.
And there was a big walkout going on in the school because there was like all this sexual allegations against some teachers, abusing some students, some girl students. And during that time period, it really made me want to write a song, be kind of like an anthem,
Right,
for those people, and not just for that, just the people who are hurting in this world because they're being judged for their skin and not for their character. And that's what I'm trying to. That's what I put into my song Equality, talking about that. And, and the music
okay.
video too is very much in your face.
Ooh. Touching video, huh?
Yeah.
Which is good. I like videos that tell something, like not just watching and a couple people running and running with Lamborghinis and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the thing. 'Cause I feel like no one's really talking about this stuff, and
Right.
this is a very crucial time in the United States. There's so much stuff going on, and this is so baffling. You got people drinking tequila and all that stuff, driving all this in this music videos.
Yeah,
the music
making it
world.
look like the world is perfect.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
not like that. There's people suffering.
I say the same thing all the time. When can we have like rappers and R&B singers? Well, not too much R&B because they singing about love, but
True,
people that can really make an impact in the music, speak about life that's going on, but in a positive way. Not the negative, kill them and beat them, and
Yeah.
but in a positive way where some people can be like, "Whoa, I didn't realize that." So we're gonna check this video out and let's see if this is what you're gonna be feeling. In other words, when you watch the video. So it's called Equality?
Equality.
Equality. Okay, so we're going to check that out, and then when we come back, now we're going to enter his later years and then how he became a CEO of
He's
the
got
company.
me.
We're going to find out when we come back.
He's guilty.
There's no need to fight. We all the same inside. We should shine a light. Evil can't run and hide. Don't you turn your back from the truth that will set you free. Come and be strong. Unity and equality. Equality. Set me free. Equality. Set me free. Knees and bread, living us against each other to the game of death. Don't you turn your back from the truth that will set you free. Come and beat the drum. Unity and equality. Equality. Set me free. Equality. Set me free. Equality. Equality. Hey, government people know my apology. Don't give it, I give it away. All freedom to the evil at work. For all the colored people living today. For all the women that are climbing today. For all the LGBTQ, we will get up and stand up for what is right. Equality. Set me free. Equality. Set me free.
Hello and welcome back again. We're speaking to Ricky, and I hope you like that video in quality. So it's basically putting everything in the eyes of a person, like
Yes.
a real view. I like that because, like I was just saying before break, we need someone to point out the things that we see, but we don't want to really see.
Yeah.
And we act like we're blind to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Until someone else talks about it. So, which is good.
Yes.
So I like songs like that. And again, the melody is, jazz type of thing and stuff like that. So, which is good. And then it has like that pop.
Yeah, the pop influence.
Yeah, so I like that. I like that. Which is good. Do you do a lot of your, or have you thought about doing one of your songs with just instrumental band?
Just an instrumental band, no vocals.
No, vocals, but like no putting in like beats or something like that, just a band. Because I can picture yourself, doing one of your type of father things, like your father probably would have done just the band, the drummer,
I mean, in the future, I do see myself, like getting like a band,
Right.
and everything, because I feel like I'm a good producer and I can have the ability to write music, but as of now, I'm doing everything myself and playing all the instruments, and I feel like in that way I can really put my it's like you said before, if you wanted something right, you just do it yourself,
Yep. Yeah, do it yourself the first time, which is true, and since you're the worst critic of your own thing, it works,
Yeah.
You'd be like, I didn't like it. No, I didn't want to do it like that. Too bad. You know what I'm saying? You could argue with yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Plus,
And
I'm
you won't
very
get in
picky.
trouble.
Yeah.
Well, unless someone sees you and then they'd be like, well, this guy's crazy. Let's take it. Speaking about bold and brave, you went and wanted to start at your own company. And that's
Yes.
bold and brave as it is. Going from being a mixed race like ourselves, my son and all that, being a mixed race, coming up, learning both cultures, doing your own instruments, now to opening up your own company. How did that conversation go on first?
Well, it's actually simple. I was part of this other indie label before this stuff happened,
Right.
and they were basically screwing me over because what they were doing was they were taking my music and they were copyrighting my music without my permission, and it was like, and they're just abusing my materials and my artistry, and it was to the point for where like, we don't need them, I'm smart enough because I go to the music for like music business and all that kind of stuff. I know the knowledge to do it myself. With my mother being a lawyer and all that stuff, we just made a couple of some things, and we had the label, trying to slip it to the other indie label.
Oh, I can imagine that. Your mom seems like a nice person, but mothers are mothers. When they mess with their kids, oh, you mess with my kids? Come on, Ricky, pack it up. Let's go. I'm gonna open up my own label. Screw you. Come on, Ricky, heavy up.
And then on top of that, she's a shrewd lawyer.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing.
Oh yeah, she's throwing penal laws out there. I'll get you with Section 2. 3. So I can imagine it. Your dad in the back. Yeah. We gonna do that.
And yeah, that's basically how I started my own, publishing company, my own record label. We
that
did
was pretty
it.
cool. Because so did you wanted to do it as a family, or like how did it become a family type of business?
We wanted to do it as a family because if there's multiple people, owning it, I guess it's just more people on it. It just looks more professional and that kind of stuff. And it's good that we're all working together because we all have our fields that we specialize in. Like my dad's good in money, my mother's good in the law stuff, and I'm good at the music and all that kind of aspect.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Like I said, it's a family of one that has a bit of each thing to become like Voltron, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's put them all together and make one good robot. So, which is a good aspect when it comes to business. Just like myself, my wife works as a PR, she works as the vice president, and then she engineers my show. So, like, no one would know it better than a family. So, which is good. So now
they have the best intentions.
So now that you have your family involved in it, where do you see yourself taking your label company?
From how many years? Just in the future in general?
Just in the future in general. It could be 2 years, 5. It could be 5 minutes from now.
I feel like somewhere along the way I will make a deal with like a major label, and we were like do like a co-owner kind of situation, like kind of like what Prince did with his label and with WB.
WB, yeah, he collaborated with them, which that helped them pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, did it help him or did it help them?
Well, it was like a mutual thing, you know.
Yeah.
They both benefited from the thing, and I believe my label can also do that as well.
Right.
And also, I believe I'm going to take on like a lot more artists, and
Right.
just really make it like a great label.
When you're taking in artists, what do you look for in these artists? Like if you're going to take them in. to
Number
your-
one thing, they got to be hungry. They got to be ferociously hungry because it's stunning that there's a lot of musicians that don't have the good work ethic behind them. They don't.
Tell me about it.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I said, my shows that are on my network, even though they paying to be on the network, I tell them in the contract, you can't be out there doing
Yes.
or nilly-willy
Yeah.
because they watching you as a professional.
Yes. Yeah.
And as an artist, they don't see you like you. They don't see you as Rick, the house, the mother, the father, the sons, and your family
Yeah.
all together. They don't see that. They see Ricky the performer.
Mm.
So if you're out there nilly-willy doing everything, crazy, they're going to be like, what is this guy doing? Now they're not
Yeah.
taking you professional.
yeah. Speaking on that, like I really look at people's Instagrams and their Facebooks because
Oh.
because they.
You have to. You have to.
You know what's funny? Like if you haven't known, for me getting to Berklee College of Music, I got in there with the full ride.
Right.
And when I met with some of the people, who actually got me to get that full ride, they say they looked at my social media. And it's because I conducted myself in a proper, professional manner. They're like, this kid is worthy of this scholarship.
Right.
And it just goes to show that, that goes with anything. You really got to, put yourself out there. If you're going,
No, it's just
So much
because
to
it's
say.
funny. It's so much, and you're young. That's why I'm like,
I'm only 20, folks. I'm not that old.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're young, and you're what rappers say, you're spitting knowledge. How hard it is for you to balance all that out. You got yourself, your family, you got your music, and then you got a business. How do you arrange all that?
I mean, what I do is that when I have a chance, to relax and just really take it back, I do that because that's crucial for me to keep my mind, to refresh my mind and just go back into those fields and do it, give it my 100%. You really got to take the time, to really relax and
Right.
take time for yourself. Like this summer, for instance, I'm really taking it easy, playing my PS4, doing all that.
Oh, PS4? Oh, we gotta get out of here. I'm an Xbox person. Which is good. Sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah.
You have to take that one, even if it's a 2 hour, 3 hour, you have to take
Yeah.
something away from just being a normal person. I
Yeah,
guess,
and that's literally how I keep sane and keep on doing what I'm doing with the business and all that
Business.
kind of stuff.
That's pretty cool. Where do you look for your artists?
Where do I look for my artists? I'm not really looking in a specific place. I mean,
Right.
I just, because like I said before, I'm very wide. My music palette's very wide. I don't
Right.
specialize in just one thing. I just look for people, who are hungry, just willing to, to work with me,
Which is good. And I like how you say work with me, not work for me.
Oh, yeah.
Or work for yourself. It's just, a whole group in the family,
Yeah.
which makes better music.
Yes.
And a lot of business people don't understand that.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
all
if
it's
you
all their
work
own
with
money.
each other, it makes both look good.
Yeah.
So I never understood that. I'm still really puzzled about it when I see some other people's business ethics. I'm like why?
Yeah. You got to have that relationship,
Yeah. Well, I think we are going to a commercial break. Right. So let's talk about the next video.
All right.
I got the sign that we.
Well, I think it's a song.
Oh, it's a
actually.
song,
Yeah. This song is I'm Done. It's a song about just battling the haters because,
Woo!
as I said before, you're gonna get a lot of nasty because being an artist, I've got a lot of fair of negative.
Right.
And it's not even productive criticism. It's just really just hey, you suck or something like that. And this song is just basically just hey haters, you can say what you want, but I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
But we're gonna come right back. We're gonna listen to some music right here, and then when we come back, we're gonna be ending the show with him. Woo! Hey, welcome back to Behind the Mic with Ricky. And we're not done. The song is we're done. But we're not done. But anyway, I'm done for all y'all haters. You know, appreciate that. So remember, if you are a hater, follow him as much as possible for the whole career, because then you ain't gonna know what to hate on if you don't follow nobody. So, and then you lost your job, because we don't need no pretending haters. But yeah, we've been speaking about your whole life. We went towards your childhood with your family and growing up, becoming an entrepreneur, becoming a CEO. So now let's talk a little bit about now the present, which is your album and your awards and stuff like that. Speak a little bit about that.
So most recently, I was able to get on the Grammy committee, to be official voting member.
Right.
And that's really cool, because, you know, most recently I was a voting member for the recent Grammys. And it was so cool, you know, for me to submit my ballots for the votes and all that stuff for the artists I think that should win. And not only that, but I have the ability to, you know, to submit my own music and other people's music into the thing. Like a couple years back, my album Optimistic Bliss made it onto the FYC ballot nomination thing. It's like the round before you get nominated.
Right.
But it was a privilege for me to get on that pre-round thing, because not everyone can just get on that. They have to vote to get on that, and I was.
Which that, for the haters, very great. Which is an accomplishment, you know.
Yes.
Sometimes you don't look for stuff like that. It just pops up, and you're like, wow, am I that, you know, good? So I'm going to have to keep on pushing. Now, some people will be like, I'm good. Now they just lean back. Yeah. But I don't see you doing that. I see you pushing more and more.
Yes. And not only that, but I'm releasing more stuff than ever before. Right. Like, earlier this year, I released Pursuit of Happiness. So, yeah, I released Pursuit of Happiness as an EP earlier this year, which Out of My Life is on. Right. And most recently, I produced an album with my little brother, who's called Lil Nicky. Released his new EP that came out a couple months ago, called Project Galaxy. Oh, wow. And he got all of his, you know, electronic stuff, and I'm even featuring a couple of songs on there. And just a couple weeks ago, I released my new EP, Apocalypse, for which I'm Done is on, and this next song we're about to play, Keeping It Real, is also on there.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, you've been busy.
Yeah.
You've been busy. Yeah. And then his dad's going to come out with a Caribbean thing, and his mom is coming out with another CD about law and breaking free from the other companies. So, it's a whole family thing, which is good. So I like the fact that you continue doing the album. Now, each album, what difference do you look into making that album different between the first one?
So, interesting enough, Pursuit of Happiness is like me dealing with, you know, just dealing with like love and all that kind of stuff. It's like the bright album. As you can see from like the cover, it's like very bright and all that kind of, you know, love and all that kind of stuff. But like the Apocalypse, the most recent one, is like dark and moody. And what Apocalypse is about, you know, is I'm basically saying, you know, if we don't change our ways as, you know, humans, you know, treating each other so horribly, you know, we're gonna end up, you know, having apocalypse. You know, we're gonna kill each other, and that's the purpose of the album and the songs that, you know, that are on it.
But unfortunately, we ran out of time. I wish we can continue going. But again, this was Behind the Mic with Mr. Persaud Jr. right here. So check him out. I wish you all the luck. You know, you can always come back here. Yes. On one of our live shows. Hopefully, you know, we come back. And then push. And then also, your music is on the award for 2020, isn't it?
Well, I'm submitting it.
Submitting, right?
Well, yeah, for several things.
I was talking to your mom one time, and she was supposed to submit a song for the 2020.
Yes. For the Grammys, but also most recently the Josie Awards was the biggest independent awards thing. I'm actually nominated for 3 different awards. Right. And my music's on that thing as well.
So guys, you got to go and click on every single award that he's going for. You know what I'm saying? Just pop, and just keep on going. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm sorry.
No, just keep on going, I guess, right?
Yes.
Any last words you want to tell?
Well, just to reiterate, you know, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Reverb Nation. Did I say Facebook already?
All the social medias.
All the social medias, yeah. Just search Ricky Persaud Jr. You should be able to find me. Right. And like I said, with the mailing list, just text 22828 and message Persaud and be automatically put in their mailing list.
But again, thank you for having us in your life.
Yes,
and
thank you.
letting
Thank you,
America
thank you.
know who you are.
Yes.
And stuff like that. So catch us next time on Behind the Mic, and catch us on every platform possible. And just say, if you've seen him, Instagram and said, hey, I seen you, like you, and give a word of positivity.
Yes,
right.
yes, definitely.
But then if you're a hater, you know the song that's going to pop up, right? But we're ending it with one of your other songs.
Yes,
real quick.
Keeping It Real. I collaborated with my my little brother, Lil Nicky. And this is about, hood pride and all that kind of stuff. Because I feel like, people will look down on people that come from the hood.
Right.
And I find it quite annoying, and that's what this song is about, keeping it real. Because we're not, illiterate and all that kind of stuff. We're well-educated people. We have our voices too, and we have words to say too, to say in this in the political standpoint and all that stuff too. And keeping it real is just for those people like myself, who grew up in the hood.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll see you next time. I'm Charles Laloma, and again, this is Ricky Persaud Jr. We'll check you out next time. Bye.
Peace.
We good? This, what you were saying about the hood thing like that. What we're talking, because I have a podcast called Speak Out, where we really get deep into the conversations, and we were talking about that, how people were saying you're not black enough, or you're not good enough, just because you say I spoke instead of I talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm from the hood. I'm born and raised in the Bronx. Of course, I have a degree and all this stuff. I'm not.
Woke up in the morning and I'm hustling. Gonna party like it's Ricky Friday. Yeah, me and little Nicky gonna show ya. We don't mess around with making that money. Baby boy, got the gasolina. I don't know, I'm fresh. Aquafina. Yeah, gotta go and make another scene. Cause I'm on set 24/7, making money like a brain surgeon. Come on. Oh, baby, I am hotter than the fire. Got a roar that's louder than a lion. Come on, baby, I am only going higher. Don't you underestimate me, cause I'm the new kid in town today. New, best night in my way. New kid in town today. New, best night in my way. A lot of people don't believe in the hood kid, cause they believe that we are nothing but delinquents. Nah, bro, we love the education. We get that so we don't fall by the wayside of temptation. I'm a hood boy. I'm a hood boy. Yeah, I'm keeping it real 100. The hood ain't a bunch of thugs slinging drugs with the bugs. We are much more than the stereotypes. Sticking up for my hood is the right thing. Cause some people want to be giving us the beast thing. You could throw your left hook, but we come back with a 1-2, and you out, fool. New kid in town today. New, best night in my way. New kid in town today. New, best night in my way.
Hey, you've been watching the LDM show? Let us know what you think about this episode. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We value your opinion, so please let us know.